Alright guys, it is Saturday night again and it is time for another awesome spooky movie night. I love the way that what's on the TV right now shines a blue light in this room and makes it look awesome and spooky. Tonight we are watching Monster House. Now I think we've done this movie a couple times for Saturday Night Snack and a Movie, but it is one that we can definitely not pass up when it is the Halloween season. Now unlike some of the other movies we've been doing, this one here is a good kids movie. And for our snack tonight, we are going to be making something that is monster good. We are going to be using Rice Krispie treats to make creepy KRISPIES, or Rice Krispie Treat monsters. Whatever you want to call them, they are awesome. Now this is one that takes a little bit longer than usual. Some of these snacks I make take about 10 minutes. This is definitely not one you want to begin 10 minutes before the movie starts. I think I've been working on these for about 4 hours today. They turned out awesome. Come with me right now and I'll show you how I made them. Okay, so let's get started on this stuff here, guys. Behind me, we have a handful of things that we're going to be using for these. If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you've seen me make these before at least once, if not twice. Honestly, I think today we're doing it a little bit different than how we've done it before. But let me show you what we're going to use here. First and foremost, we're going to be using Rice Krispie treats. Now, these are the smaller ones. No, they're not. I just lied. These are the original size ones. There are 25 bars in this box here. I got these from Sam's Club. We're not going to make 25 of these things today. But these are the original size Rice Krispie treats. Instead of taking the time to actually make Rice Krispie treats, which you are very much welcome to do if you want to, but it's just more time involved in doing this. Although I gotta say it's a fun craft if you want to do that. The next thing we have is a couple different colors of these melting chocolates. We have green, we have orange, we have royal blue. I really wanted purple, but they didn't have purple, and I didn't want to buy red and blue and mix them together, blah, blah, blah. These things are $5 a bag, and I don't want to go broke just for some Rice Krispie treats. And if you remember, a couple weeks ago, we used our white chocolate. Oh, we made the white chocolate covered marshmallows. That's right. Well, we have white chocolate left over. I don't know if we're going to use this or not, but we can. Every time I make one of these snacks, I save everything that's left over so that we have them for future snacks if we want them. I did get a jar of large eyeball candies from Michael's. And while we're at it, I got all of our melting chocolates at Michael's as well, Michael's Craft Store. I also have this big box back here, and this is full of stuff that I have had left over from making snacks for our Saturday Night Snack and a Movie. We got some marshmallows in here, chocolate chips. We're not using those things, I'm just saying that's what's in this box. What we are going to use, though, is some of these small eyeballs that I have left. These are just candy. You can get these at Walmart. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. We have several different kinds of sprinkles here. Maybe we'll use some of these. We have red. We have like green and white. I think these were from Christmas. Yeah, there's Christmas trees in there if you want to do like Nightmare Before Christmas treats. We got another one here with just multiple colors. We even have hearts from when we did the Barbie treat. And then we also have a couple of these cookie icings in here. We have orange and green. We have a little bit of purple left here. Those might come in handy in making these. We probably have more stuff in this box that we could use, but I think we have plenty already. Basically, anything you want to use to get creative and make awesome, creepy KRISPIES, Rice Krispies monsters, you can use. There are no rules. So the last time we melted chocolate, we just used the microwave, but this time we're actually going to use the candy melting pot. Now this comes from Walmart. I think it was 25 bucks. This thing works great. If you haven't seen me use this before, it's just a melting pot with a silicone pot that goes inside. So you melt your chocolate in there. When you're done, you can take it out of that silicone pot very easily, or you can even stick that in the fridge, let it harden up, and then you can pop it right out. Definitely well worth the 25 bucks. We are also going to need a little bit of parchment paper, and that's just to keep them from sticking. Now, while I'm preparing my stuff to do this, I noticed that these Rice Krispie treats are pretty big. These are the original size. They do have the option in the stores of getting the smaller size. I think I would recommend that because I think I'm going to end up having to cut these in half. And the main reason for that is because my melting bowl is this big. The Rice Krispie treat is this big. I want to be able to cover the whole Rice Krispie treat, at least the front of it, and right now, this cannot fit down in there to do that. Okay, so that's what I did. This is the regular size here, and then this is what they look like after I cut them in half. That is a much more manageable size for making monsters. Okay, so I have all of those prepared, ready to get dipped in the chocolate once we melt it. Another option you have is that you can get these little popsicle sticks here. Basically, just stick it on like that, and you have a crispy treat popsicle. So I like to have everything ready before I even begin, so I have my plan down. As I showed you guys, I have my Rice Krispie treats here. I have my melting pot over here, and I have my candy ready to go. As for how we're going to decorate these, I have all my icing set out. And I get these little plastic bowls from the Dollar Tree. That makes it really easy to portion stuff out you're going to use. I have my small eyeballs here, my big eyeballs here. I have my sprinkles, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or not, so I haven't poured any in yet. But if I decide to, I have one more bowl that I could use. So I have everything on hand right here in the immediate vicinity that I'm going to need. What we're going to do is melt some of our chocolates. When that's melted, we're going to take one of these and dip it right in there, set it on our parchment paper so it doesn't stick, and while the chocolate is wet, we need to put our eyeballs on. Once the chocolate dries, that's when we can get out our cookie icing here and give them maybe some little decorations, a smile, some hair. And if you want to use sprinkles, that is the time that you put those on. So we're going to put our melting pot on high. I think we're going to start out with some orange candy. Go ahead and pour those in there. Those will slowly begin to melt, but they'll probably take about 10 minutes before we're actually ready to dip anything in there. And that is just about ready. All right, so we've got the orange started there, guys. We've got about 20 of these, so I made 6 orange. I thought that looked kind of like a mean mouth right there on that one. That was pretty cool, but I put a different variety of eyes on them. We're ready for the next color, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in a Ziploc bag, then clean that up and get the next color melting. Let that harden up in the fridge, and we can save it for more candy later. Okay, so the base colors for our monsters are all done, as well as the eyes. Now, if you'll notice, I did take 2 more I cut them a little bit bigger and cut them down to be shaped like ghosts there. I also put in a little bit of red food coloring and made a couple of them that turned out to be more pink than red, just to give us one more color in there. And I have the last of my white in here beginning to melt because I want to make a couple of mummies out of these. So I took an old cookie icing container here, a Ziploc bag. I cut the top off of the old container, pulled the bag through there, cut it off, folded it over, and screwed the nozzle on. So now I have a piping bag that I can put some white in, and I can use that to make mummies. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So we're going to make one mummy of each color here, and then I'll just make passes back and forth over top of these to make the mummy wrappings. So there's our mummies right there. We're going to let those sit here and dry. I tried to do it so it looked like they were just peeking out from the wrappings. The rest of these, we are just going to use our cookie icings on. Maybe give some of them some hair. I'm not sure. Let's just see what happens. All right, well, some of them worked out great, some of them worked out not so great. Regardless, they are awesome and they will all be delicious. These are the ones that turned out not so great, especially when I tried to put the sprinkles on. That did not turn out the way I wanted, although they still look pretty cool. Then we got our ghosts over here. We have our mummies on this end. We tried to give them some hair, some multiple eyes, different size eyes, all kinds of things just to make them awesome movie night monsters. I do love how this one turned out because with the way that the candy swirled down on the bottom like that, it looks like a mouth, like he's sad. And I love the way this one turned out because it almost looks like a brain. I think this one here is my favorite mummy. And I really like this orange one here that also the candy made it look like a mouth there. Anyway, there you go, guys. They are all awesome Rice Krispie Treats monsters, crispy critters, creepy Krispies, whatever you want to call them. They are fun and they are delicious for movie night. All right, guys, that is it. It has been a long day of creating our awesome Rice Krispie Treat monsters. I'm going to kick back down here, munch on some of those, and watch Monster House.